Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
Minnesota's new coaching staff really leaned on Cousins for leadership and production, and the longtime vet was up to the pressure. 29 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, and a 13-win season, his best as a starter. Captain Kirk, he's quietly been one of the league's most productive passers the last few seasons.
First play and a first pass for Cousins. Into the hands of the rookie Jordan Addison. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. To throw is Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this up to the 39. Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings. So, Charles, this defense in for a tough matchup. What do you think the game plan is here tonight?
Well, I think the game plan is the same as most, which is, hey, pass rushers, do your job. Coverage guys, do your job. And the linebackers are going to be a mix. Sometimes they'll drop in coverage. Sometimes they'll pressure the quarterback. But all in all, you never want to let that quarterback get a string of completions going, because if so, they're hard to deal with, and it makes for a long evening.
Second and 10. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Complete. Jefferson the target. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
A run for the former Seahawk. It's Rashad Penny. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Big conversion. They were backed up deep to start the drive, able to pick up the first.
So the goal is at least a first down here, right? Pick up a first down, give yourself some breathing room, and if you have to punt after that, maybe you've helped with field position and you've helped out your defense.
And avoided a 3-and-out on their opening drive. On first down, Hurts. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Penny, a first down carry. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 on yards for number 11.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Running left, it's Penny. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 53 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Again, it's Penny. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Inside handoff, Penny. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Hurts to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Olamide Zaccheaus from 4 yards out. And the Eagles drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Here's 2nd and 10. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Third and short yardage, Cousins. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Complete to Zacchaeus. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They keep it with Penny on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 32 yards. And the Eagles are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This 2nd and 4. Jefferson moving in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Second and 11 now. Up the middle, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Now Cousins. Throw out wide is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. He has enough for the 1st down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
They set up the screen to Penny. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
2nd down and 4. They'll set up to throw. Brown with his stick skills. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles 1st down as a tackle made at the 18. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go with a former Lion. It's DeAndre Swift. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
2nd down. Here's Hurts. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Penny up the middle. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Rashad Penny, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. 21-0 our score after 1. Elliott now to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd down and 6 now. Cousins. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Out route pass complete to Goddard. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
They'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Goes right back to Smith again. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4.
feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Dean Lowry able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Two straight sacks have him backed up now for a 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and a yard. On the handoff, it's Madison. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Jefferson going to go in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The Vikings on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got him in. It's Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, so many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw.
He's got Brown on the out route complete.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
87 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hurts going to run it himself.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
From the gun, a give to Penny. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Back to throw here.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And a little spin cycle, room to run now. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
He made his first. This from... Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing, Cousins. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And they'll get to him right away at the 40. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Cousins, meanwhile, throwing complete there to Hockenson.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I haven't been a defense coordinator yet. The thing 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on 1st down. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cousins now. He gets it to Addison. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Now a give to Madison. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Here's a give to Madison running right, and he'll be taken down at the 34.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. That one complete to Myles Gaskin. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Fourth down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota.
From the right hash, this from 45 yards away.
Joseph's got it.
And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
On the return, Boston Scott. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This short throw caught by Goddard. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Throwing is Hurts. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And this is what it's been like all game long. Guys running free in the middle of the field. This defense has just had no answer for this passing game. And that's another good hook up there.
On 1st down, Hurts. He'll get this out wide to Penny. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the interception, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Over the middle and hauled in by Osborne. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. This goes out wide from Madison, and he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Cousins. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. The Eagles got a solid first half from last year's MVP runner-up, Jalen Hurts. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch of this third quarter, he had 7 in the first half. It's also a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Hurts sets up to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now it's Penny running right. And they're going to him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it again with Penny. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be from 56 yards out. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. To throw, Cousins. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Darius Slay with a pick. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanket in the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Penny, a first down carry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brian Asamoah working his way in to pick up the sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
The Eagles send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
And the football going back to the Vikings offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Second and 10.
Now Cousins.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A big play there for Minnesota. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Cousins.
Pass caught here by Osborne.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Cousins again. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Here's Madison running on first down. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Madison getting it again on second. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Cousins.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings get a bit closer.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Now back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Zacchaeus here, hauling it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
2nd down, here's Hurts. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
They'll start on the ground with Madison. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Osborne motions left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Going on the ground with Madison. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already. So he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
First down, here's Cousins. Complete, Jefferson to target. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this down to the 23. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll go Madison up the middle. The tackle by Nakobe Dean.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Cousins to throw it. Pass complete to Addison. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson from 13 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Joseph on for the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was T.J. Hockenson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Hurts going to keep it on the draw. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be Vikings ball 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play action now, Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run it with Madison, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 8. Throwing, Cousins. This one finding the hands of Brandon Powell. First target, first catch at a 1st down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now, throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's 2nd and 10. Cousins now. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Madison. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Joseph connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to. And right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score. But they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Throwing is Hurts. Quick slant here to Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Penny up the middle. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It was Brandon Graham that came in there and got him.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Draw play, Madison. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Throwing is Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down, brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. They begin with a run by Penny. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
They go play action with Hurts.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the gun, a give to Penny. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
3rd down and 13.
He'll look to throw. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered. And then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a 1st down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turned. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
This is Smith with a grab. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Viking 16. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Hurts.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
2nd and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Jalen Hurts with another touchdown rushing. 13 touchdowns, led all quarterbacks last year on the ground. No one else had more than 8. And, of course, we all remember the 3-touchdown game in the Super Bowl. So called running plays or scrambles, Jalen Hurts is dangerous.
Elliott good with a PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. A 10-play drive that time, and the camper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Another carry now for Madison.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
On 1st and 10, Cousins.
Throw left side, and Osborne has it.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Here's Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
This one caught by Osborne, right side. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Cousins to throw.
This goes out wide from Madison.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Cousins. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Now Cousins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And while it's probably going to take a miracle at this stage, if they come down with this one in the end zone, they've still got a fighting chance. That one, however, winds up incomplete.
And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within 1 score.
All hope not gone yet, but at the same time, you're exactly right. They needed to get back within 1 score and have a motivated defense take the field in order to get it back for them for one last big drive.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now, they're talking about ball security, taking care of it, not allowing anything crazy to happen, because we've seen nutty things happen down the stretch, but they also have the security of the scoreboard. With that type of a lead, even if something goes haywire, they're still in good shape.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And that should do it. He's got a first down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Down to a knee goes Hurts, and that is going to be that.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.